audio. Yep. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the backlog. The ever-growing, expanding vault that lives somewhere in the mysterious country roads of Virginia. No, not really. My secret location's secret. Anyway, welcome. Hello! So, today I got a lot of goodies, especially these two delightful boxes you may see on the side here. Got lots of nice things. Go subscribe to DS Koopa, you know. He puts those in all his packages. If you care about the cards, ooh, I got some delightful limited one cards. What if those actually go for anything anyway? So, let's see. Let's get some stuff out of the way. So, let's start off. I think there should be one more Switch game here. Is that it right there? Oh, there should be one more. But I do have that one. Did I always show off Travis touchdown the last time? I may have showed that off last time. Either way, okay, so let's start with some Switch stuff. So, from Super Whale, which is a limited company, I've gotten a few of their titles. I think I've had 2 of their titles. I have not gotten every single one of their titles, because some of their titles are just other titles other companies did, but there was Switch version. Super Whale focuses on Switch only, but they did. Now I have a PS4 version, but this is Knights of Pen and Paper 1 and 2 for the Switch. And it comes in a nice little box. Each one is separate. Now this, you had no choice but to buy these two together. I was only interested in number 2, because that did not have a physical release. Number 1 was released for the PS4 by Strictly Limited Games in the early start. So, that was always available in that way, and I always own that. So, I would have just gotten 2 if it was separate, but it was not. So, that kind of was, I even asked on their Twitter, and they were just kind of like, no. Don't have every single one? How dare you? Funny games. Those are Knights, OP, and funny game. Oh, have you played those, Carter? I tried, I think, for about 15 minutes. I tried the first game on my PS4, and I liked it. It's pretty simplistic, but it looks like it has a lot of nice ideas going for it. So, that would be something I would like to casually try. Another Super Whale game is Cuban 2. QUBE2, and it's supposed to be some kind of puzzle game. This is their newest, and they just announced the newest one, Dungeons and Dragons, eh? This is supposed to be some kind of puzzle game. I think it's kind of supposed to be on par with, like, Portal 2 kind of stuff, so, but I don't know much about that. And then a limited one Switch game, West of Loathing, which is something I'm surprised they even fucking did. This, if you're not familiar with this game, so this game is like a spiritual sequel to another game of this caliber, and it is a weird RPG with badly drawn stick figures. I don't know much about the Force game, except for it was like a PC game, and this thing, like, I'm surprised it's even got anything, honestly. I don't honestly know if this is good. I don't know. I've never played either one, but I've heard they're funny. Let's see, physical, nice. Do you know this one too? Yeah, Carter seems to be familiar with all these. That or he's talking about the previous one of those two. Either way, let's see, about, what was it, 2 weekends ago, we played the Lyle Princess and the Blind Prince. I got the special, actually, I think this was the all Steam games. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure most indie games are usually on PC, so that's not too shocking. I think this was the only way to get this game, honestly, actually. I don't think you had any options to get, like, a standard version, but the Lyle Prince and the Blind... The Lyle Princess and the Blind Prince was a game I was looking forward to. It was made by NIS, the people behind Skynet, and it comes with Will. Will is the freaking. It is somewhere in here. Obviously, you get the game. And I love the artwork with the wolf and that. I love that type of style they got. For some reason, Borderlands Handsome Collection's hiding inside, though. So I don't want to put that one away if we're going to, at least not back in the box if we want to stream that. It comes with a soundtrack that has, oh, that's kind of funny. Instead of numbers, it has phases of the moon for the tracks, though. But it has a fair number. It's probably the Italian track list. It didn't have a ton of music. It has a nice cover on it, too, though. Them sitting at the tree there. I'll just wait quietly until you get the games I've heard of. And it also comes with a nice looking little art book. Oh, well, it's not an art book. It's actually a storybook. Yeah, the thing was not a wolf. Well, actually, it was a wolf. She was a wolf that wished to turn into a little girl so she could help the prince. And it basically tells the opening. It does have some nice artwork in it, though. It is a picture book in that, so it does have nice artwork inside it. But yeah, it basically tells the beginning of what happened to the prince and such. And that. So it's a nice little box, and of course you saw the slipcover. The actual box that hides within the slipcover has very nice front art, has very nice back art of the prince and her in her human form. So I really liked it. This game. It was short. It was only about, I think it was 5 hours and 40-something minutes for me. So it's not a super long game, but I really did enjoy it. So if you've liked some of the other games they've had where you're like a helpless, you're either a helpless killer or you have very limited ways of dealing with a situation, like Firefly and what is that one where you're the girl in the little ghost town? Not Corpse Party. That's being done by Xseed. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but I liked it. Had a few little minor problems that I'll go in when I do a video on it, but I did like it. So it's a very nice limited edition. It is not available in America for the Vita physically, though. So if you wanted it for Vita, those people were disappointed. Whole game, stream archive, wink, wink, like Dooku. Yeah, actually, that should be. What is that? That shouldn't be too far. You know, it's somewhere. Should be somewhere like right here, over here to the side. Where is it? Right there. Right there. That's the game Pad's talking about there. I got that. I think 3 or 4 videos ago. Like 3 or 4 videos ago of that, but yeah, that kind of stuff's like, I meant the wolf didn't look like, actually, on the main menu, or, well, when you're in the gameplay, when you pause it, you can access a art book, and depending on the stuff you collected, you can view art, and it actually tells you she actually has 4 eyes. The reason I asked it when I was playing it, you see the 2 eyes on one side of her head. It actually tells you it's on both sides of her head, so that means she actually has 4 eyes. Crazy, yes, but, yeah. Well, obviously it's not a wolf compared to wolves that we know, but anywho, so everything else should basically be PS4, and I think 1 Vita, yeah. Except for the pink gorilla. So let's have a fun contest here. I'm going to have a little fun contest. You know, that one I already took the label. This came in a plastic thing. So I got the Neptunia Noir Goddess of Blackheart for the Vita. I think it was like $20, I think. But 4 eyes are useful, I think, yeah. So that came from Pink Gorilla. So I got 2 other games here. So I'm going to take the price off this. I think there's something I can grab that off. I do like how Pink Gorilla uses a a piece of tape to put the sticker on that. So, okay, so I got the price tag off that. So, this is I'm not sure what the name is, but it is Tekken. It's a WonderSwan game, boxed. It's a little worn, but it's a collectible card game for the WonderSwan with Tekken characters. So, it's part of the card craze. The pictures in the back are in black and white, so it must be for the original WonderSwan. So if you play it on one of the update ones, it'll give it some colors. So I want you to guess, how much money do you think the Tekken card game costed me from the Pink Gorilla? Like I said, I got the price tag here. I got right here. So let me know what you think, how much I paid for that. We'll show off something else. Oh yeah, and the Super Whale games, they come with cards. I don't think anyone really cares that sticker card. I don't think anyone's that concerned of looking at those, yeah. So some other limited one stuff. Well, there's all kinds of. My videos of Willie came. Oh, here's some. Actually, some from GameStop. So this is Dungeons 3. This is supposed to be kinda like Dungeon Keeper. It's like a mix of Diablo Dungeon Keeper. But this is Dungeons. It's just Dungeons 3. I got this for like $7.40 something, and that's because I got on Pro Day. Well, if you were Elite Pro, you got 30% off a pre-owned. If you were Pro, you got 20% off. So that snagged a few dollars. I think it was $9.99 without the discount. So that was something I've been trying to get. So I was like, why not? It's pretty cheap. So, is there anyone else want to guess the price? I'll show someone else here. Get those last guesses in now. Let's see. Then I also got the Steins Gate Elite for the PS4. Now, I kind of dislike something they did with this. So, first thing, this is supposed to be the original Steins Gate using anime cutscenes from the anime. So it's really re-edited in that. I'm not sure if that was done well. But as a pre-order bonus thing, well, it's bundled with the game as far as I understand. But the PS4 and Switch versions have completely separate bonus games. And to my understanding, the one that came with this is a canon story where you get some kind of 8-bit thing that's more of a mini-game thing with the Switch version. So I kind of thought that was shitty to do that because that, to me, kind of screams, we're double dipping here. No other guesses? Well, the correct answer was $16. So, anime was pretty good. Never played the game. But I don't know if they did a good job on merging two, is basically what I'm saying. But I paid $16. That's not too bad, in my opinion, for an older game with its booklet and box and that. So, I think that's a pretty okay deal. Now, here is where things are going to get crazy. I originally thought I was not going to even show this. $16? Wow. Too much. Oh, I like Tekken. So, okay. So, I was originally thinking of not even showing this or the price because I feel shameful doing it. And I'm also debating on even if I want to ever open it. Because you can get it digitally on the PS3. So I've even debated just keeping it sealed and buying it on the PS3 or something. But this is a sealed copy. I repeat, a sealed copy of God Hand for the PS2. Please guess how much you think I paid Cody of Pink Gorilla for God Hand sealed on the PS2. And if you're not aware, God Hand is a whale game. If you're not understanding why this is probably terrible in a way. Dude, we know you bought Fallout 76. There's no shame anymore. Come on, it's Tekken. I like Tekken. How's that shameful? And I bought Fallout 76 to make fun of it. I was feeling there would be more to make fun of, though. Anyway, moving on. while we take in some guesses on that to have some fun. I did show off. Some people got only view the Middle Max Zero. I price matched it on Amazon. I price matched the Amazon price on Best Buy, so I got for 19 something instead of the $39.99, and that was good. And I got like in less than half of a day because I ordered it at night on Thursday and got sometime during one of the breaks that. No, dude, you said you weren't going to show off Godhead, so I was like, don't be. Oh, I got you. Well, I guess that makes some sense. Okay, so nobody else gonna guess. I'm gonna talk about one more thing, and we'll show how much. We'll show. This is probably. There's only one ever game I ever played anywhere close to this amount for. This is the second time I ever did it. So let's see. Let's get this one out of the way, because I did always play a little on stream. Pixel Junk Monsters 2, a sequel to a tower defense game that was originally a digital title on the PS3 and has a PSP version. Liked that. This is when I got to try it. It was alright so far, so I enjoyed that. And of course, we also showed off Death Endor Request also, which was interesting. It's like a dark dot hack version of Neptunia. So that was a little interesting. Something to add to the backlog. Okay. Oh, Godhand, don't do that. I paid too much money for you. I mean, like, I'm honestly hesitant to open it because of how much I paid for it. Now, I want people to keep in mind something before I show this off. So, Cody himself tells you, if you see something but you can't see the price or something, whatever, ask for it. And when you get your thing through PayPal and you don't like the price, you can have it removed. So I didn't get to see the price. I missaw it. I thought it was $60. I thought. So I asked for it. So when I got it, I was like, oh, I would probably not caught it. Because honestly, you can get digitally on the PS3 for cheap. So considering, Carter probably looked up. Carter, you want to guess? You got a hint? Because I said I thought it was $60 and I was wrong. Go ahead, guess, Carter. I'll let you guess. I want you to guess. But I will probably not open it. It's cheap on the PS3, so if I want to play it, that's probably what I'm going to do. Because €3 in the Netherlands. No, this is an American money. It was from Pink Gorillas. But out of stock at the moment. This is out of stock permanently, basically. At least in America. It is well in America. You can Google it now. I'm pretty sure you can look at the prices and be like, ooh. I mean, you might get a loose disc, maybe, luckily, for $60. But a sealed copy, as you can probably see, is a little way too much. So, it looks like we mostly got a lot of limited stuff left for the most part here. So, I'll let Carter give a guess here. I want Carter to give a guess. So, also here. So, Wet Art Games. I got most of Wet Art Games. They're another limited company. So, this is called Whittled Corpse EX. Now, if you follow me on Twitter or on Discord, you may have seen I had God Hand. God Hand is a beat 'em up game. A really interesting beat 'em up game that is batshit crazy. Look at some of the boss fights. They are crazy. But anyway, I got 2 copies of this game in the mail by accident, apparently. I double-checked my order to make sure they were in separate boxes and such. But I checked and they had the same shipping info, like the tracking number. So somehow they labeled 2 boxes and sent them both to me for some reason. So I actually have a second copy of this. This is the one I haven't opened because I actually tried it. This is a twin stick shooter. It's co-op, no online. From what I tried, it's pretty okay, but it is the type of game where you're gonna die, but you get money where you can level up your character. So you make slow progressions and power to get through the game if you really suck at twin stick shooters. Was okay at that. It also came with, let's see, where is it? It came, and it'll probably be very hard to see. I do not want you falling over again, God hand. You have way too much money. It came with a very little pin. You can probably not even make it out at all. On the first package had, I think the first package had 2, and the other one had 3 in it. So I got a few extra of these too. So that's kind of weird. Okay, go, come on, Carter. Woo! Okay, we're not doing that again. Okay, Carter. I guess Carter's not gonna guess. You want to guess, Carter? Come on, you give a guess. American money. You got a hint, unlike everyone else. You got a hint. If you really suck at twin stick shooters, you're 12. This game throws a lot of shit at you. I might show it off one day. It's not bad though. It would be way better if I could play it with someone online. Anyway, I think pretty much all that's left is really limited 1 stuff, and there is a lot of it here. Yes, we got a lot. Oh well, this is one more Red Art game. Bit Dungeon Plus. I actually tried a little bit. This one's a stinker. I wouldn't recommend checking it out. It's also super cheap on PlayStation Plus. So this one's kind of a stinker. I tried it. It's basically a rogue game through tons of dungeon. Like, it has like a Legend of Zelda kind of rogue thing, but kind of weird. Okay, Carter, I can see you're not gonna guess. So, like I said, when I saw this, I spent a good 2 days mulling over before I paid, wondering if I wanted to really buy this. But, oh, I almost ruined the spies, though. Hey, don't get sticky stuff on me. Okay, Carter made his guess. 121. He probably did research, folks. You would be correct that a sealed copy usually will sell for $100+ usually. So, I give Dan and Carter a fair effort try in the guesses there. Not a bad guess either, but everyone lost. Carter's been watching the price is right. But you all lost terribly. But the closest, let's see. So Carter would be that. Then you guessed, he guessed 1 more than you. That's funny. Anyway, it was $90. So, there you go. It was $90. So, I just took $1 and topped up. So, $90. There was only one other game I ever paid such a really high price for ever. And that was Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. I paid $80 for Earthbound on the Super Nintendo. So, God Hand, like I said, is a very hard game to get, period. So, I was really thinking no, but then I thought, at least, because it's a DVD, and, you know how Americans take care of their CDs, so I was like, when's the next opportunity I may actually get a good deal on a copy of it? So, I was like, fuck it, buy it. I got some extra money. Yeah, that's like Price is Right strategy. I won, I got the closest, so Pad gets God Hand. You wish! Dude, for me to give God Hand away on a stream, we would have to be talking about me owning some cash on here. And I own jack shit, so you'd have to really get the generosity of my heart. So, like I said, we got some limited stuff that you can kind of see the titles of those, so those ones are always spoiled a little. So this one is a very old thing that took a while, because I think it was because of Pixie Junk Pixie Junk Monsters. Toto Temple Deluxe. It looks like it's some bizarre puzzle game, probably a dud to me, but you know me. Mr. Throw Money Everywhere. Now, here's one that I'm interested in, because it's supposed to be a Metroidvania type kind of game. So, this is called Wayne World, and it was by Adult Swim Games, or published by them, but Limited One Games, with Sony even bragging about on Twitter, did a Limited One of it. So, I looked at, like that looks like a winner there, so. Now, if you're familiar with the dreaded destruction of Limited One Games, that when they did Night Trap, that's what it was, Night Trap. When they did Night Trap, so many people wanted that game, and so many did not get it. So, that was actually the game that started getting them to test the waters with pre-ordering instead of setting a amount. See, you'll get the Saturn version. Quats, you get the... Wait, there's a Saturn version of God Hand? Wait, what? What? I'm not aware of that. I think you're full of shit. Anyway. Wait, you're talking about, you're talking about, Night Trap. Wait, did that even have a Saturn version? I know there was Sega CD... You had the Sega CD, then you had the 32X Sega CD combo. Was there a Saturn version? Oh. Anyway, that whole thing was a shitstorm there, but I do have that. But this is the anniversary double switch version on the PS4. No, he's just messing around. So double switch was another game in the vein of Night Trap, where it was wheel recorded movie scenes and you had to interact, and I'm not very familiar with this game. I know Sega CD Universe is. He loves a lot of these. Scroll up the comments, man. Did I miss something? What did I miss? Strategy. So Paget's God Hand, yeah, Quats, you'll get the Sega Saturn version. Well, unless you mean Heil. I don't know. If it's something important, just we say it. But, yeah, I know. I think you're supposed to be, like hacking people's phones and spying on them or some shit. I'm not really familiar with this. So, this is the 25th anniversary of Double Switch, so. I'm not really a big person in those, but hey. Whatever. Then we got, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sir William. It's a monster game. I tried out the original version. This is a sequel. They are monster ways in games. You get monsters, you fuse monsters, you get abilities and shit. It's very retro looking, but it is very in depth. It does have a lot of combat and things to learn about it, and fusing and making monsters. So if that is your kind of thing, you might want to actually check this out. While the graphics may look dated, it has tons of depth to it. Let's put it that way. It's thin on the style, and it's deep on the depth. Mindjack 2.0. What, that double switch? What, did you jack people's mind? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not very familiar. I'm familiar with Night Trap, not double switch. I just know it exists, and it's what's the word for full motion video? Yeah. Let's see. This was a strictly limited game, which is which is actually one of these two delightful boxes that I'm slowly teasing people about. This is Hyper Sentinel. It looks like it's some kind of shmup game. It looks like it has a very retro style to it, looking in the back. So, I'm not really familiar with this. I think it was only like $24, so it wasn't that bad. This was number 1,250 out of the one now. I think it was a 2001, so. Let's see. Oh, and there's the open copy I have of that, so. Who's hiding in it? Salt Sanctuary. I was playing all of that for that one video I did. So then Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh dear. I don't know. I hear Mass Effect Andromeda sold better than Anthem, though. Interestingly, though, so a lot. I heard overseas Anthem actually always lost some of its value. So it will be interesting to see its effect in America, which is sadly the market it's likely to succeed in. Scapegoat 2. This is a puzzle game. I'm familiar with the first one a little bit. This is a sequel. I think Tim Schafer's company published it PC-wise, but I don't think they had anything to do with making it. $40, yeah. Like I said, overseas, I'm hearing Anthem is losing its value. It also has Bell review scores. I heard that too. Must have watched the same. Yeah, I've seen 3 different videos talk about it. But as far as I know, its value has not dropped in America yet. So that's why I said the kind of market they're going for is definitely really popular in America. So if there's any country it's going to succeed in, it's sadly us. As much as it pains my heart. No, it's not. It's a side-scrolling puzzle game where you die a lot. So, this one I actually played a little because it actually kind of looked kind of funny. But it's called Dragon Stinker: Descendants of the Legend. It is a very NES graphical RPG. It looks like it actually deals with the racism between elves, dwarves, and humans. Seems to be the main theme of the game, so the interface is kind of meh, but might be good. Now, I hear this is a really good game, but I haven't tried it yet. Battle Chef Brigade Deluxe Edition, another limited one release. This is also on PC, so Carter might actually be familiar. You go hunt animals, prepare dishes and things, do challenges. But I hear it's a really fun game. But I haven't played it myself for that. But if any of you know anything about it, feel free to let me know your opinions on it. Newell, a VR game. Again, another physical versions by Limited One Games, because they're one of the few doing a lot of VR games. It looks like a very weird puzzle game. It's in a world made of neons, you will need balls to survive. But I'm not really sure what the goal. It shows a bunch of neon blocks being moved around on the back, so not really sure what the goal of the game is exactly, but hey, it's a VR game, and there aren't tons and tons of VR games, and I have a VR headset, so I want VR games, obviously. So we're starting to go a little low, so before we show off some, let's keep this one. This is a limited one game I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Hey, what was the free VR game you mentioned on Discord? It has something to do with a character from, what is it, Fate? I think it's Fate. Wasn't that what it's called, Pad? Fate FX or something like that. And then there's 2 more free VR games. There's a Kingdom Hearts one and one other one. Fate Grand Order, yeah. Hear that, lady? You need balls to survive. Yes, apparently you do. But let's show off one of these. So, this is Fox and the Force Collector's Edition from Strictly Limited. Now, this actually was a game that Jim Sterling actually kickstarted. I remember that was the first time I ever seen this. It is a platformer with, you know the Legend of Zelda Seasons game on the Game Boy Color game. Think of that as a side-scrolling game where you can change the season and it has effects on the level of that. So this is a very, very nice. It has very hard cover and it's a magnetic little flap here. So that is very nice. So let us open the contents. I really like, but this one is a game I'm familiar with and I love this series, and I'll talk about that. and it has some very lovely art in the inside here. But it comes with a hardcover book that has artwork and some details and things, and that has a lot of sprite and artwork inside it. I looked through some of it. Never played Seasons, played Time. Instead of time traveling, Seasons you would have to change between like fall, summer, winter, and such, and it would change things in the environment. So you could say like when you make it snow, there's a pile of snow you can jump on now to get across here or some shit like that. Some stuff like that. It comes with a sticker sheet. Comes with several cards that have artwork on them. Nothing too wondrous. That is an ugly looking spiral. Played it sometime. It's much better than Ages. I've always seen arguments between which is better, but I think Pad's right. I think most people consider Seasons better than Ages, I think. I'm still trying to get the Minish Cap also. Minish Cap's hard to get for a good price. Everyone wants to fucking charge you an arm and a leg. You get a poster. If I can get to unhook it against itself, give a good view there. Shiny, shiny. You get the original soundtrack. Kind of looks like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a Super Nintendo in a Turbo Graphics case. Has 19 tracks on it, so I would say that's probably the Italian soundtrack. And then, at the very bottom, in a very nice little middle piece, you have the game hiding inside. Let's see, it does have a very colorful back. So, it's a very nice collection, but I am not very familiar with this particular game. I just know it was some kind of kick-started game, and I remember Jim Sterling like backed it or some crap. Because that was the first time I ever seen it, and it also, like most of the Strictly Limited games, it came with a postcard that has the artwork on it. Oh, and that. So that's a platformer game, but I do like the box art. It's very nice. It's good quality. The only parts are flimsy or the top and the bottom, but the side is a very nice thickness to it, so those are very nice. I'm going to save that one for a little bit. Yeah, Superware has these like things they put in there that just say thank you. Boop. Minish Cap is good but short. Found an unopened copy for $80. Nah, that's not something I'm worth. Because the Minish Cap isn't where it's high demand. There are plenty of copies out there. It is not where there is a high demand for it. And because, you know, you have Nintendo taxes. Oh, it's Nintendo? Well, slap an extra $50 on there. Anyway, moving on. So, I think I'm going to save that one for last, but yes, I'm looking forward to showing that one. So this is Wabbit Wabby. I think that's how you say. R-A-B-I, Wabby Babby, Wabby Wabby. So this is a Metroidvania. Well, I don't know if it. See, upgrade your stats. I don't know if it has RPG elements. So it's either Metroid or Metroidvania, but this is a very anime Metroid type game where you play a bunny that somehow got turned into a humanoid bunny girl, and she's trying to find her owner and figure out what's going on. I don't know too much about the story. I have watched the beginning of the game a few times though. Looks very nice. It has a lot of bullet hell type things and shit. It's very chaotic in that. But this was a title that Limited One Games announced a physical version for about like a year, and it's been forever, but when they put it up for sale, definitely grabbed it. And it also came with a soundtrack, so it does not sadly tell you how many. It just shows the fairy character on the back, so I do not know how many tracks are on there. I would assume it's probably the full soundtrack. Never transform into Maid or Norse. What, in that game? Don't know. Then we have two PlayAsia exclusives. These are both just shmup games. This one has a really cool art style to it, though. This one looks like a very retro, like very low quality retro. But this has I'll probably have to bring it up close, but I do want to show off the if I can get a good show of the. But there was it has a very interesting art style. If I can get going off there on it. It has a very realistic sketch kind of look to it. It looks very nice. Now, PlayAsia games have not really have much interesting in them usually. Yeah, see, it just has an illustrated art book and then the manual. That is sad. They have to add. It comes with a manual. Comes with a manual. That's anime Playboy bunnies. No, you don't have those. So I'm not gonna really bother opening these up. Most of them haven't had anything too interesting. But the shmup games, if you're interested in shmups, I think they still even have copies of them. So the big grand thing I want to show off here, because this is a series that has a lot of emotional attachments to me here. And I can't pronounce it for the fucking life of me. So I want to go a little into the history, and it did come with an advert for the new entry, which will be on the Switch here. But I want to go into a little talk about this. I was excited. Undertale for the Switch was a little book inside. Yes, a few Switch games have been doing books. The company that currently owns Cave Story has been doing that with all their Switch releases. So this game. So, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know, and I don't want to go into the drama. I am aware of it, and it is sad, and if it is true, it is an awful thing that he did. But I don't want to go into the drama there. I want to stick with the good stuff. So, you may be familiar with Drew Wario. He was a guy who sadly has passed away. And like I said, there was some drama about something terrible that he may have done, and there was sadly a lot of bad evidence. Not bad as I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that backs up, and it is very sad to think if that was true. But anyway, Drew Wario is what introduced to me this series. And it is probably the most positive thing I will ever remember about the man, regardless of whether he was truly bad or not. It's kind of hard to not get into that, but so that is probably a very cherished thought there on that. But this is a very interesting series. So this started out on the Super Nintendo, and if you ever want that Super Nintendo cartridge, which was a Japanese only, it is worth hundreds. I'm not sure about now. It might have went down mainly because of this game, actually, maybe. Probably not though. I remember the last time I saw a cart on eBay was like $500. It is not massively produced like a lot of Japanese games usually get to for the original Super Nintendo game. So this is, I think, the third or fourth entry in the series, but on it you do actually get the original Super Nintendo game on it. So but this is a physical version now. We did get this digitally, so this is in English in that, and I actually have, I'm not sure if I can find it quickly. No, I don't see it readily available there, but I actually own the Japanese version, which did get a physical version, so I will probably sell that or something of that. But if you want to look all the way around, like you see, the very lively, and it just has a very nice pink cherry blossom effect all around it. So if you're not familiar with this game, it is a very strange physics puzzle game. I'm just gonna get all the contents because I just want to show I want to show all this that. So first thing, I want to show the inside of the box. You get a very nice artwork there to inside sketch, and you get a replica cartridge that does not have the game in it. Though that could have been possible, maybe. They could have maybe did that, but it's just the shell, but it is a replica shelled copy. I'm pretty sure that is the sticker besides having strictly limited on it. But I'm pretty sure like how the title is, that's how it was originally. So you get that in the back part. Now this is a Vita title. This is not available console, so this also has a completely different artwork that the Japanese version doesn't have on the cover. This is number 289 out of the collector's edition. So I think there was only 500 of these, I believe. So I really love this series. It has a very strange physics engine. So essentially, she has, and you can see it in this advertising for Fresh, she has a fishing pole in that. So you catch the fishing pole on platforms and stuff, and you wobble, band, and swing her around the environment to get around. It is, honestly, it's kind of hard to really explain it well without showing it. So as long as this works on the TV, and I'm not sure if it says, it does not say in the back if it does. So I'm not sure if it works with it. But if it does, I can show it off. It is a very interesting game. The Super Nintendo game is really freaking hard, though. But it's also amazing how many amazing shortcuts there are in the game. So, going into the contents, I want to put this delightful box here because this is going to be one of my favorite collector's editions for quite a while. Found it for cheap. If you're interested, I'll talk about later on Discord the Super Nintendo one. That is, that would depend. Like I said, the price may have gone down because usually a lot of times when it becomes digitally available, a lot, like I remember when Chrono Trigger used to be like $300, and then the PS1 version came out, and then it's like available digitally on like everything, and then you got the DS version. Now it's I think about $100 for a box copy, and about $50 for a loose copy of Chrono Trigger. So you can see how its price really got changed. So I don't know how it changed. I know back when, especially when Drew Wario bought a lot of Western attention to the game, the price was very pricey. So you still got sealed? Oh, fuck. I need to get the DS version. It's going to be a complete waste of my time to play it just to do the stupid Dalton, whatever his fucking name is, new content thing. But, because I watched it, I was like, really? But, you know, I'm going to do it one of these days. So, I've been trying to get a copy, but GameStop sells them for like $39 loose. And I'm like, fuck that. But anyway, nice sketches. You do get a soundtrack that has 18 tracks. Very nice artwork. And in case you're getting confused, because you'll see she has a teenage, in the first game, she's a little girl. And she grows up over the games, obviously. So, in the modern ones, she's more teenager, but she was a little girl in the first game. And in certain entries, because this is a 3DS game, I think this is actually a port of the 3DS game. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm a little rusty. It's been a while. Also, if you ever look this up, for the love of God, never buy the fucking PSP version of this game. Do not buy PSP. It is a remake of the original game, but it is broken and the physics engine does not work. So before you go in there and you're looking for those cheap, oh hey, the PSP version's like $5, don't buy it. It's virtually unplayable, and I mean it. Once they turned it, I mean, let me. I'm not sure if anyone gets how horrible this is. It was so fucking broken and horrible. The fans of the game literally was burning the internet. Like, there was outrage in the streets of the interwebs in Japan over the PSP version. But, I think, again, I might be rusty, I think the Vita version, the original Vita release was an enhanced version of the 3DS game with more content, I think. I could be wrong. there were a few remake ports, and there ain't a whole lot of entries. I think there's only like 4 or 5 main entries in the series. So, but it's been a while since I did. But anyway, you get, again, another postcard. This one was interestingly packed inside the limited edition, where the Fox one was outside. It was in the box, the shipping box. So, kind of preferred it inside, so I like that. You get some stickers, which all this artwork is from the original Super Nintendo game, because I've played a good chunk of that. Believe me, it is fucking hard. But it's not as hard as playing the fucking PSP game. That game is not worth your time. Seriously, it is broken. Marvelous got a lot of shit for that version. Once they turned it into a mobile game, the price went down. Yeah, I think Chrono Trigger is available mobile. Yeah, because that's what the Steam version was based on. That's why. Then you have this poster that it's a two-sided poster. One side you have a teenager form that's in a bit of a bikini kind of thing. And then you got what's a more traditional kind of picture with her, where it's more calming with snow. She's usually pictured around snow or cherry blossoms a lot. So I like this one, Belle. Be honest, I'm kind of finding it a little weird to kind of see her in more of a sexual kind of thing. Just to be honest, I don't know. Just a little weirdo to me. And I want to read that. That is one of the things I actually like the most about this. You get a gorgeous hardcover art book again. Yeah, looking on eBay, it's cheaper. Yes, the PSP version, I would imagine, is dirt shit cheap. So this, unlike the other one, has a lot, this actually talks about the original development, where it was actually being made from, what was it? It was originally being made for the X68000, which was a 16-bit computer by Sony in Japan. Was the original, and that is the chip for that game that would become the Super Nintendo game they made. The groundwork for it. Why would you like the girl in the bikini better than the one fully Wait, why wouldn't you, I'm assuming you mean? Well, this isn't a character, I find it weird, because this is a character I grew up, at that time, trying to find the game, and I played, I originally obviously played it on a Super emulator back then, because that was literally the only way to play it before the Vita game, because as far as I understand, the Vita game, not counting the dreadful remake on the PSP, that's literally, I am being serious, it is terrible. The physics engine does not work in it. This is the only time the Super Nintendo version has ever been ported to anything. So, it's $70. Oh, wow. The price went way down. Wow. Yeah, I never used to be like $500, so I guess the Vita version really dropped it. But this tells a lot of interesting information. It does have a lot of artwork and stuff. And it also has a nab at Blade Strangers, which is a crossover fighting game for the Switch. But obviously, you're not going to be able to read a lot of this here, but it does have some artwork, but it has a lot of stuff to read about the game. And here we are, some sketches and that. He does a very simple sketches, though. He doesn't do very complicated sketching, so but they are very nice sketches. So let me see if I can find a really nice one that has a little more. Let's see. Oh, and here's some of the older artwork. Let's see. And here's some of the extra characters that are in the 3DS and the Vita game over here. There's some artwork from the Super Nintendo one there with all being the little girl, though. But let's see. Fun fact, I translated one of Drew Warrior's videos back in the day. Just remembered now. Really? Did you? Oh. But, yes. I was introduced to this series by Drew Warrior, so, despite the negative things that came up about him, it's still something I appreciate, because, is something I never knew of, and maybe I would have came across it somewhere else. I mean, I had over time did see other people ever talk about it, but I really do think Jewel Warrior was the first person to popularize it. So it is a very lovely collection. So I really like it. I definitely like the very retro stickers of the original Super Nintendo game that they gave with it. But what really tears me now, this is a double-sided note. It has English on one side and Japanese on the other side. This is from the creator of the game. So, dear all, when I was born, there were no video games in the world, and I could still clearly remember when I played a game for the first time in my life and how it was incredibly exciting for me. Many years after that, a lot of games have been made. I played a lot of games and I've been impressed with them. And one day I finally became a game creator myself. I created many games, but this game is, for me, still one of my most beloved works. It is, to this day, I get wonderful messages from fans all over the world. I did not expect to have such a lovely situation when I started to work. This is a message to all the video game fans and everyone who loves the series. Thank you so much. Not going to even attempt to pronounce his name. Because I will butcher it. We all know how I am with names if I don't hear them. But this is a very delightful. I love this collector's edition, strictly limited. If I was you, I would look to do more like this, because I really love how you did this. The magnetic side and everything is delightful. The only slight complaint is I would like to maybe have contents to help keep everything leveled, because the Vita game and the soundtrack can't fit in there anyway, so there's a bit of an unleveledness to it. So, but besides that, it is a very nice limited edition, and I'm very happy to add it to my collection. It is something I would definitely cherish, and I'm sure I will point to it in the future as a very delightful item in my collection. So I like it. It's very nice. And I also like, if you look very close at the back, you can see the behind point of view of her Super Nintendo sprite looking upward there. But that should be everything, I believe. I don't think, make sure there's nothing singing the stack there. Don't see anything. That should be everything, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, why on Tom? 3 o'clock. But anyway, those are today's pickups and stuff. Oh, well, not today. That's probably the last month of stuff. But very nice. I really like this. What do you think of nice additions? Yes, thank you. I really do like those 2 limited editions. I'm not very familiar with the Fox Forest one. I just know it was something Jim Sterling backed because he talked about it in one of his videos before. But they are very nice limited editions. I think, and I've heard nothing but very good things about people who got them. So I think Strictly Limited will probably look to do more of those like that. But besides that, for anything that's particularly new, I think we're gonna probably next weekend might look into trying to finish Way Gigai and get that done. But later today, we're gonna do Borderlands 2, Dan, me, and Pad. So we're gonna do some more of that later today. But so far, Overtime has also let's see. A shame I've never got into the Mask of something on the Vita. Got into Mask of something. Oh, you mean that RPG? Oh, I think you're talking about that game, Dennis. I have. It's like there's 2 of them. I got one. I got the first one. I need the one that takes place afterward. But I think I know what you're talking about. They're on the PS4 and Vita, if I remember correctly. If I remember quickly. But, I got a little drop of water, though. So far, there hasn't been a, there hasn't been any signs of overtime or anything yet. Somebody asked during a roundtable question. There's like a monthly roundtable thing. If it's your birthday month, you usually get invited to it. Apparently, they said they're not planning any probably until April as at this moment. Because right now, if you don't live in America, you're probably not being hit by snow then. Because a good chunk of America is just being cold front, snow, and like today we'll apparently get 4 to 8 inches in Missouri. So, later tonight. So, that'll be interesting to see what happens, though. The cover art is, however, awesome, yes. It actually has a very interesting, art style, actually. But it does have waifu syndrome to the fucking max, man. Good lord. There was so much flirty lines in that. Dennis shared a whole bunch of them on the PSN group. Saw my house in New York border completely. Saw my house in Are you saying New York? Or are you saying like initials for somewhere in Brazil? I'm not familiar. Like, I don't know what else NY stands for. Well, anyway, sorry house in New York. I'm assuming you mean New York, but yeah, New York, okay. I didn't know if maybe you like abbreviating some area in the area. Yeah, New York, though. New York has been a snowed-in hellhole for the last month. Yes, the stream will be over soon. If you're interested in watching or joining for the Borderlands, probably 2 hours the soonest, probably 4 hours the latest, so somewhere in that range if you're interested in joining for some of that, Carter, if that's probably likely somewhere around the time frame we'll probably start. But yeah, so far, we're just chatting a little bit here. Looked like something like a fairy tale. Oh, for the last few years, New York becomes a fucking snowed hellhole for the last few years. It's quite terrible there. It's pricey. Great place to visit, though. But I wouldn't want to live there. The snow is awful. The people are very annoying. And it costs a lot of money. But there are lots of cool places to check out, though. 2 hours. The soonest is... So, that'll work. Okay, well, we'll see what goes on. I want to get some dinner on that, but of course it also depends on Pat and Dan and that. But if, because the soonest would be 5 o'clock in my time, so I'll tell Hess you said he was annoying. No, I'm not talking about everyone, Dan. I mean, there's a lot of jackasses there. That doesn't mean everyone. Nah, stop being so literal, man. Okay, take him away, Monitors. Come on, get to it, Pat and Carter. Take him away to the prison. Away. But, I mean, it's a great place to visit when it's not snowed in like hell. I've never been there during snow. Obviously, not a good time for Comic-Cons and such. So, obviously, it's very unlikely I would have ever saw the snow. But, I mean, if you want to check out stores, Comic-Cons, businesses, views, I mean, there's a lot of shit to look at. But I wouldn't live there. It is the amount of money to fucking pay for 1 month of living there is... Like, it's like 3 times what the fuck I make. Of course, they get paid more in New York as that, but hey, I'm VIP here. I don't take anyone anywhere. What? Oh, well, Didn't you get the memo? VIP means you can battle other VIPs for more power. So it's like Highlander, but with Twitch VIP. So I'm giving you your opportunity to become more VIP powerful than Dan is. Though there are actually, if you're not actually aware, there are some interesting benefits you actually get for being a VIP, actually. But I can tell you that later. Anyway, folks, we got everything go. So unless someone has something to ask, which I'll give a few seconds for if somebody wants to ask anything specifically. Yeah, so we're going to do Borderlands 2 some more tonight. We're going to try and work on Wega Giant getting finished. I feel like we're at the end. So, well, I'm going to try and get some more focus on that. But I also want to get some more Persona. So next weekend, we'll try to get some Persona in there too. But I'm going to try maybe heavily focus a little bit more again on Wega Giant like this weekend. Don't get too excited, Pad. Dan's not too powerful. Let me know what time for Borderlands 2. Okay. I'll try and get with both you at the same time, and we'll try give about at least a 30 minutes head up, and we'll try and get all that set up and shit set. So okay, so no wait, they could make a Highlander Battle Royale game. An interesting idea. Though, you know, speaking of Battle Royales, has anyone checked out that Tetris 99 on the Switch? Sadly, even though it's a free game, apparently you do still need to pay for Nintendo's online, which, fuck that. But a Tetris Battle Royale game is a very odd idea, but it looks very interesting. So, I would like to try it, but only yes, I did see a few clips of those. I'm very confused. It sounds interesting, but I don't know. I can't really say much without playing it myself. Because it looked like he just honestly didn't know what he was doing. On PS5. Well, I don't know where you got that information yet. But on the PS4, if it's a free game, like Fortnite, you don't have to have gold, not gold, you don't have to have plus to play Fortnite and a few other free games. It has to be a free game to qualify for that on PlayStation. Xbox does the same thing too. Does he ever know what he's doing? Very rarely. Anyway, but no, you're wrong then, Pad. Free games, if they are free, they do not cost money, they can be set up to not require plus. And they're all free games you can get on PlayStation 4. Fortnite lets you play for free without plus. Paladins does in that. But, yeah, I just thought that was kind of a dick move for Nintendo to not do that. Because, I mean, even fucking Microsoft does that. Come on. Microsoft made you pay for gold to use Twitter on the 360 at one point. Before the PS4 started kicking their ass. You had to have gold to use Twitter on your 360. But Microsoft lets you not need gold to play a free game now. So, come on, Nintendo, what are you doing? When will they make Borderlands? Sadly, yeah. See, that's why I thought it was weird, because I was like, well, that's a pay game, so it should have never been free to play, unless there was some kind of special event, because they've been doing that with Overwatch and a few other games, where there's like a weekend where you don't need plus. You can you can download and play Overwatch for free for a weekend or some shit. They've done that multiple times for Overwatch, and they've done it a few times for a few other games. Yeah, honestly, I'll be surprised if Xbox even goes in the console world next generation. Honestly, I'm expecting it to turn out like Sega, where they're just going to... Because look at it, they bought the company that made, what is it, what is that? What's that called? Hellblade. They bought that company, and then they made physical versions for the PS4. And then, yeah, the X-Pass on the Switch, and then, of course, they have Minecraft on everything. And there's rumors of them publishing games on the Switch, so it really feels like they're gonna abandon the consoles. Only, well, not all the consoles. Abandon having their own console is what it sounds like. So they might really turn. Yes, they did make physical at the same time, though. Of course they did for Xbox. They would piss everyone. Could you imagine an Xbox guy sitting here? So, the game came out, for, like, everything digitally before Microsoft bought it. Then Microsoft bought it. And then they were to release it physically for the PS4 only. That would piss me off as an Xbox person. But no, it is available physically for the Xbox. But my point is the physical versions came like almost a year after Microsoft bought them. So that had to obviously been a conscious decision for Microsoft to make a PS4 physical version to sell. So it seems like they're having less care about being exclusive with some stuff. And I feel, honest to goodness, I feel I will be shocked if Microsoft continues making their own console next generation. Maybe they might take a break and maybe try again in the future. But I don't think next generation Microsoft is going to have a dedicated console. If they do, it's going to be some kind of stream box thing, which I'm not counting. Something you pop in physical media into. I do not think Microsoft is doing that next gen. But I could be wrong. I don't know. They might have a plan and hope that censoring that that Sony's doing. But anyway, we're rambling here. So, next will be the Xbox W, the XBOW. Isn't that like the slang Umbrella uses for their BOWs? Or some shit. I don't know. They shoot themselves in the odd with Yes, they shot themselves in the foot. That it was a nightmare. It's amazing they actually were able to make it profitable at all, Willie. But it obviously did too much harm. It ruined the whole thing. So that is Xbox 2. I don't know. That's my thoughts on Microsoft. I think they'll... Because they got the X Game Pass thing. It feels like they're just going to focus on streaming and PC. And if they don't have their dedicated console, then they could also move into other console spaces. So I wouldn't be surprised if it went in a very Sega direction. But anyway... We're rambling here, so thank you everyone for joining today. It has been very delightful. We got a lot of progress done and we're giant. And hopefully we can maybe finish that up next weekend. And Dennis can be happy that we got through his game request. And we can try to work on some other things. And I might do a poll on whether people want me to wait for the Switch version of Dragon Quest XI or not. On the Switch, but that's for the future. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat dinner, so thank you for joining and have a good day.